Every second, the internet creates something new. Stories, ideas, and moments the world can't stop watching. The next few seconds might completely change how you see the internet. Welcome to Internet Video Center. We bring you the most interesting, surprising, and useful stories from across the internet. Enjoyed this video, subscribe now, because the next video might reveal something even more surprising.
Today, we're going to talk about a global pop star who isn't even a person. Yep, you heard that right. Her name is Hatsune Miku, a digital icon with turquoise hair. But the real story here isn't just about her. It's about the absolutely massive fan-driven creative movement that built her from the ground up. All right, let's get into it. So that's the big question, right? How on earth does a piece of software, basically a tool, turn into this cultural phenomenon that millions of people adore? Well, to figure that out, we've got to go back to the very beginning. What is she, really? And this definition comes straight from the top, the CEO of the company that created her. At her core, Hatsune Miku is just software. That's it. A program released way back in 2007. She's literally a voice in a box that anyone can buy and use. And that accessibility is the key. It's the spark that ignites this whole firestorm of creativity, starting with the music producers themselves. Okay, so why? Why would a musician or an artist choose this virtual voice instead of, a human one? Turns out the reasons are super personal and really different for every single creator. For some, it's about making a lifelong dream come true. I love this quote from the producer Pinocchio P. He's saying that Miku was basically the missing piece that let him take all those childhood daydreams about making music and cool album art and turn them into something real. She becomes this perfect vessel for pure, unfiltered creativity. For other people, like the producer Sowtown, it's all about expressing yourself without having to put yourself out there. He's talking about Vocaloid, which is the tech behind Miku's voice. It gives artists a character, almost like a mask, so they can share their deepest, most personal feelings without the fear or the pressure of being in the spotlight. Think about it. In a world where everyone's building a personal brand, this is a really powerful way to stay anonymous. And here's where it all comes full circle. The legendary producer Deco27 saw a Miku concert more than a decade ago and got inspired. Fast forward, and he's not just a part of the culture anymore, he's headlining his own gigantic shows, inspiring a whole new generation. But that initial spark, it doesn't just stop with a song. This right here is the absolute core of the whole thing. Her creator's CEO calls it the chain of creativity. And it's exactly what it sounds like, a domino effect, where one person's creation inspires hundreds, even thousands of others, building this incredible culture from the ground up. So here's how that chain actually gets built. It all starts when a producer uploads a song, then an illustrator hears it and gets inspired to draw something for it. An animator might see that art and think, hey, I can make a music video. Next thing you know, dancers are choreographing routines. And finally, the fans. They watch, they share, they comment, they build theories, and somewhere in that audience, a new creator gets an idea, and the whole cycle just starts all over again. And this shows you that the audience is anything but passive. They are a crucial, active part of this whole creative machine. Like Deco27 says, the fan theories in the comments section aren't just little bits of feedback. For him, they're a source of pure joy, a way to keep the artistic conversation going. So that brings us to the big question. Who actually owns this thing? And the answer is everyone. It's not one company, it's not one artist, it's every single person who contributes, even if it's just by listening and sharing a song. Each one is forging another link in this incredible, ever-growing chain. And this chain isn't just some local thing. No way. It is spread all across the globe, jumping over language barriers and cultural divides to create something really special. It's like a digital campfire that everyone, everywhere, can gather around. I absolutely love this analogy from Pinocchio P. It's so perfect. Everyone experiences Miku in their own way. For one person, she's the voice of a punk rock anthem. For another, a heartbreaking ballad. We're all seeing different shapes and different colors in the sky, but we're all looking up together, sharing that one single unified moment. And this right here nails that duality perfectly. On one hand, she's a deeply personal tool for an artist's individual vision. But at the very same time, she's this universal character that belongs to the collective imagination of the entire internet. And those two ideas, they don't contradict each other. They're the engine that makes this whole thing go. So, what happens when you take all of this decentralized, user-generated creative energy and you focus it all onto a single point? Well, you get the grand finale of this whole phenomenon. Miku takes the stage as a virtual superstar. I mean, the journey has been nothing short of incredible. It all started with that software launch in 2007. As the culture exploded online, the tech finally caught up, which led to the first virtual concerts in the 2010s. And that all culminated in these huge moments, like Daiko 27's solo show in 2026, an entire arena concert built around the songs of just one producer. A massive, massive milestone for the whole community. And the scale we're talking about here is it's staggering. Think about this. A single creator in this ecosystem has pulled in over 1.5 billion views on YouTube. That's the kind of reach that rivals the biggest pop stars on the planet, and it's all fueled by that chain of creativity we talked about. And here's the payoff. That billion-plus views online, it translates into over 20,000 fans showing up in the real world for one concert. A concert starring a virtual projection, singing songs written by tons of different people, all brought together under this one digital icon. It's the ultimate proof of this community's power. So, we end up right back where we started, with a big question. The Miku Miracle shows us what happens when the audience becomes the artist and the consumer becomes the creator. That's how a piece of software becomes a global superstar, built one song at a time by the very same fans who love her. The line between them isn't just blurry, it's completely gone. And that might just be the future of how we create and share art.